Hello everyone, today I will present our statistic project on the relationship between Oscar wins and box office revenue with my friends. Our research question was, do Oscar-winning films earn significantly more than nominated but non-winning ones? We collect the data from Kaggle. Since Oscars are awarded months after release, most of the revenue is already earned, so we explored whether commercial success might influence Oscar results. We analyzed 64 Best Picture nominees from 200 the 2023 using IMDb and Box Office Mojo data. All pre-processing like filtering and merging was done in R. Our sample focuses on well-known films, so it doesn't represent all nominees, but is useful for spotting general trends. The average gross was about $397 million, the median was $230 million, and the max nearly $2.9 billion. This shows a right scale distribution. A few blockbusters raise the average. We have box office histogram, box plot, log transformed histogram, and scatter plot. Visuals confirm the scale, and our box plot show nominees have more outliers, while winners have a slightly higher median. And then here it is frequency table and class boundaries. And lastly, we have Ogive and Steam and leaf plot. As I said, shape of the distribution is positively skewed. In short, there is no clear pattern showing that Oscar winners earn more. In fact, the biggest hits were often nominees, not winners. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Dilara. Hello everyone, I am Dilara. Today I will continue with central tendency and variation. Central tendency. For central tendency, the median is a more reliable center measure than the mean, which is kept by a few blockbusters. Variation measures like range and standard deviation highlight the extreme spread in earnings. Position measures and outliers, quartiles, and the interquartiles range reveal data separate, while the upper fence calculation identifies extreme outliers, making median and IQR more robust. And then histogram, QQ plots, and statistical tests confirm the data is normally distributed, suggesting non-parametric methods are appropriate. Overlapping confidence interval for Oscar winners and nominees indicate no clear statistical difference in average gross revenue. This slide highlights the impact of extreme values on data distribution and average measures, covers essential concepts like confidence interval, margin of error, and degrees of freedom for accurate data interpretations. Wilkes t-test results show no significant revenue difference between Oscar winners and nominees. In summary, extreme outliers heavily skew the data, requiring more robust measure and non-parametric test. Winning an Oscar does not guarantee higher financial success. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Sena Elif Varlık. Let me start with how we compared the groups. Since the data wasn't normally distributed and sample size were unequal, we used Welch t-test to compare means. We didn't test proportions or variances because the variable was continuous and Welch test already adjusts for variance differences. Then we checked if realized year affects box office revenue. The correlation was very weak and not significant. Regression confirmed this. Only 1% of the revenue change was explained by year. So there is no strong link between realized year and earrings. Visual supported these results. The scatter plot showed no clear trend and data points were spread out. The residual plot was asymmetric and the histogram was right-scaled, showing non-normality and poor model fit. In the scatter plot, we saw that revenue doesn't rise or fall with release year. The residual plot showed outliers and high variability, meaning the model isn't reliable. Chi-square test shows that revenue isn't evenly distributed, but Oscar wins don't affect it significantly. Normality test also confirmed the data isn't normally distributed. So in the end, Oscar status has no clear effect and the data is quite irregular. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello everyone, I'm Gizem and I will continue with ANOVA results. One way ANOVA results show no meaningful difference in gross revenue between winners and nominees. Since the data isn't normal, we also used Wilcoxon and Kruskal-Wallis test. And again, no significant difference was found. Spearman correlation shows no relationship between release year and earnings. Overall, all statistical methods support the same results. Oscar wins do not significantly impact box office growth. And then our results suggest Oscar awards don't financial success. Other factors like marketing or timing may matter more. Also, our sample is limited to IMDb top 1000 and only pre-award revenue. In conclusion, there is no strong evidence that Oscar winners earn more than nominees. Studios should separate awards from financial planning. For future research, we recommend analyzing post-awards revenue and including more film variable like genre and budget. And thank you for listening.